Hi, second graders. Welcome to Writer's Workshop. This is our 10th and final lesson on personal narratives. After Thanksgiving break, we're going to be moving on to something brand new. As a reminder, right now we are in Writer's Workshop, which means we are in our mini lesson portion of our Writer's Workshop block. That is when I'm teaching and you're just going to listen and learn. After this, you're going to do independent writing all on your own for 20 minutes. Then you get to share your beautiful work on our Schoology course using a discussion post. You can also make sure to watch your friends' videos and tell them how awesome their work is. Okay, our objective today is we are going to write personal narratives where we are using our 5 senses. We remember learning about the 5 senses when you guys were so little in kindergarten, right? It's your eyes, what you see, your ears, or what you hear, your mouth, what you taste, your nose, what you smell, and of course your hands, what you're feeling, or your body, how your body's feeling, or what your body feels. Awesome. These are a fancy word to call the 5 senses in your writing. It's called sensory details. Wow, you guys want to say that with me? Sensory details, so grown up. These are details that appeal to the 5 senses. One example could be with our sight. You can see colors, attributes, that means like things that are special about the way something looks, and shapes as well. Things that you can smell are your perfume in the air, flowers, different smelly lotions, your glue, or rotten garbage. Ew! You can also taste things in your writing or write about how something tastes. Does it taste like butter? Is it sweet? Is it cheesy like pizza? Honey, moldy, ew, salty, or rancid. Rancid means like rotten. Also, super important that we include the sounds around you in your personal narrative, right? Is there anything that's crackling? Like, are you walking over sticks? Do you hear a frog, a pig, a rip? Like maybe like your shirt got ripped or something. Do you hear music? A swish, like if you're playing basketball, or roaring, like it could be the wind or who knows. Chirping, like the birds, bzz, bzz, we know that, bee, or vroom. I almost think of that one as like a car. Also, you need to make sure that you're telling what you feel, right? Are you feeling something with your hand that feels soft or gooey or hairy or even sticky? These are great details to include in your writing. I have this amazing book about a little girl from India where she uses lots of sensory details. Listen and learn, guys. Think about how you can write just like this author, Meena Patel.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining us for a read aloud. Today we're reading a story called Priya's Dreams of Marigolds and Masala, written and illustrated by Meena Patel. This house is on a small street in a small city in the United States. It's the only house on the street with an Indian family. It's the only house on the street that has a garland of bright orange marigolds hanging in the doorway. It's the only house on the street with a family inside who passes around roti for dinner. It's the only house on the street where an old woman emerges in a colorful sari to pick marigolds from the garden. Priya rushes into the house after school. She hears the clang of metal pots and smells simmering spices. Bobby Ba has already started cooking dinner, but she always waits for Priya to help her make roti. The kids at school didn't know what roti was until Priya explained it's a type of flatbread from India. Bobby Ba mixes the flour, water, and ghee to form a long rope of dough. Priya pinches off little pieces and rolls them into balls between her palms. Bobby Ba quickly rolls the balls out thin and round before cooking them on the stove and drizzling them with ghee. They do this together every day. And every day, Priya asks Bobby Ba, "What is India like?" Bobby Ba tells her India is the smell of roasted cumin and the masala at the spice market that tickles your nose. It's the sound of motorbikes whizzing by, mixed with the beep beep of a tuk tuk and a moo of a cow. It's the arches and domes on buildings and the grit of the streets. It's the hot sun on your face and the drenching monsoon rains. It's the rainbow of saris stacked to the ceiling in a shop and the quiet swish swish of a sari with every step. It's the taste of a steaming cup of cha that the chawala hands you and the warmth of his smile. It's the hustle and bustle of crowds of people going this way and that, and the mix of beliefs and traditions they carry within them. It's the marigolds strung up on the storefronts and the doorways of homes. Priya asks, Bobby Ba, will you take me to India? Bobby Ba replies, maybe one day we will be able to go there. Priya thinks for a moment. Do you miss it? Sometimes yes, but I remind myself that India is here, and the marigolds from our garden, and the smell of roasted cumin, and the swish swish of your sari, Priya adds. Bobby Ba smiles. India is with us in the things that we do every day. They sit down for dinner with the whole family and pass the roti. In the winter, when it snows, Priya notices that Bobby Ba doesn't go out in the morning because there are no marigolds to pick. Priya wonders if this makes Bobby Ba miss India even more. The next day at school, Priya makes little orange marigolds out of paper during art class. When the class crowds around to see what she is doing, she tells them about the marigolds and the masala and the beep beep of the tuk-tuks. One by one, they join in to make the longest garland of marigolds that Priya has ever seen. Bobby Ba's face lights up when she sees the garland of paper marigolds hung up in the doorway. Priya says the kids at school were excited to hear about India and they helped me make this garland. Bobby Ba's smile grows even bigger. She gathers Priya up in her arms and says, sharing India with others is the very best way to carry it with you. Halfway across the globe, in a house on a small street in a small city in Gujarat, India. It's one of the many houses on the street that has a garland of bright orange marigolds hanging in the doorway. It's one of the many houses on the street with a family inside who passes around roti for dinner. It's one of the many houses on the street where an old woman emerges in a colorful sari to pick marigolds from the garden. A little bit about marigolds.
I'm going to stop right there for time's sake, but wow, that was an amazing story. First off, I love to hear about people from different cultures and how things are a little bit different at their house than maybe at my house or even at your house. Really, really interesting. And there were so many descriptive words in that story. My brain was going, I can't believe it. A few examples that I heard where they were talking about how the sari was colorful, about the smells, the spices. I felt like I was there. Even hearing, I heard the cling of pots, like when they were cooking. And also, even when they described India about the arches and the domes, I felt like I could visualize it in my head. Such an amazing story. I wish I could be as good of a writer as she is. Let's try.
Welcome, friends. Thanks for joining us.
Next slide. All right. So I've been working on my bus story. Remember the bus story? I went back and I added dialogue. I've been really pushing you guys to add dialogue, but now I want to add in a little bit about my senses. So let's read it how it is, and I'm going to think about how I can make it even better. Zoom, zoom, zoom went the cars, one by one. The bus was not coming. I waited and waited and waited. When will it get here? I wondered. I don't know where it could be. Where's the bus? I politely asked. My mom thought that maybe we had missed the bus. Ugh, I mumbled. I stomped my feet. I growled like a hungry bear on the prowl. Finally, I spotted the big yellow bus racing down the street. The bus was so late. Wow, it's gotten much better. I really like how I put in this dialogue and even this mumbled word, right? That's a great addition. But I need to add even more into my book. Let me go back. Okay, let's see. How can I make this even better? I know. I can add in some of my five senses sensory words. Watch my brand new, my brand new version. See if you can notice what I added in. Zoom, 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 went the cars one by one. I felt the hot sun on my cheeks. That's a feeling like how my skin's feeling. I heard the wind whistling as I waited. What's that? That's my ears. The bus was not coming. I waited and waited and waited. When will it get here? I wondered. I don't know where it could be. Where's the bus? I politely asked. My mom thought that maybe we'd missed the bus. Ugh, I mumbled as I stomped my feet. I could feel the cold, hard pavement under my feet. Ooh, again, that's my body, how it's feeling. I growled like a hungry bear on the prowl. Finally, I spotted the big yellow bus racing down the street. The bus was so late. Amazing. I added in a lot about how my body was feeling and what I could hear. And here I already had some words about what I was hearing as well. Amazing. This story looks so much better. Notice I didn't add in every single one of our five senses, and that's okay. I just added in a few that made my story a little bit better. As you're writing today, I want you to think about your five senses, things that you can see, what you're hearing, what you're smelling during the story, what your body feels like or how something feels, and if you're eating in your story, how something tastes. Remember, you don't have to include every single one, but try out one or two and think about how much better your story's becoming. All right, it's time for you to set a timer for 20 minutes. You're going to write without stopping till your story is done. Then you're going to share it in our Schoology course. I'm so excited to see your work. You guys are fantastic. You're doing such a great job. And I'm so, so proud of you. You are amazing, fantastic, incredible writers. Can't wait to see your work. See you guys soon.